Hello and welcome back to Questing for Glory, Hope and Healing 2. We have the run coming up of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 being run by Riz Grestar. I'm your host for this time, Apostolic Paladin. Thank you all for joining us. And it sounds like Riz is ready to go, so we're going to throw it over to him now.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an any percent new game run of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. As was said, I'm Riz Grestar, and I'm joined here for commentary by my older brother and one of my very best friends, Dart. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, and we're just going to get going. So really quickly, before we start, I do need to know the results of the incentives. First, what was the language bid war?
Okay, let's have a look. So the language chosen win with $10 was English.
Okay, then we'll keep it at default. Cool. And then we can actually go into the character creation here. So next, what about the color?
In the lead with $15 is green.
Perfect, okay.
Yay, green.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what the green looks like on this.
I will show you.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yep. I mean, there are some different options, but I think we're gonna go. Which one do you think? This one or this one? Left or right? This one, I think. It's more green.
It takes a second to catch up. I think the left.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. There we go then. And the name?
The name is going to be Nami.
All caps or just the first?
Just the first letter.
Perfect. Okay. That is very fitting. Yeah, absolutely. All right, then we are good to go. So I will tell you when to start the timer. First, we have to skip through some cutscenes, and then we're just going to mash through a quick little bit of text. The timer will officially start on the first character movement. So you'll see that I'll flash the map of the area, just kind of teaching you how to pull that open, you know? And yeah.
It'll be a lot of just clicking through Majin Buu.
It's got to be at the very beginning. Yeah, and I'll go over some of the decisions I made really quickly during character creation that you might have seen. But I don't want to interrupt my countdown for the timer, so we'll get that out of the way, and then I'll jump back and talk a little bit about some of the early decisions. Okay, so we're gonna on go 3, 2, 1, go. We'll start the timer. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. So right now, we're just tasked with going and talking to a few NPCs. They're in static positions. It's basically just to show you that that red scroll icon indicates what is most likely your current objective. There are a few instances where that's not quite the case, or it's not actually required to do the objective, but for the most part, that's what it means. And to go back to character creation, like I said, a few decisions that I made early on that do have some kind of impact. I made myself as short as possible and as bulky as possible. In this game, those actually do have an effect on your stats. Your height determines basically whether or not you're faster or you have a larger health pool. So making myself as short as possible diminishes my maximum health, but it makes me a little bit faster. In terms of flight speed in particular, I believe. And then making myself bulkier as opposed to skinnier increases the damage of my melee attacks instead of my key attacks.
Every time you run by items, I cringe. Like, I know that's part of the run, but that's just, there's part of me that always struggles with that.
Whenever I'm going around this game on my own, I pick up everything, even if I know I'm going to delete the save file the next moment, to get ready for another run. So on that note, actually, as I said, this is an any percent new game run, and the other main category, if you watched the pre-show, you may have already heard this, but just in case, the other main category of this game is any percent new game plus. And so the big difference with that is with New Game, we're starting a new save file and a new character. Whereas New Game Plus, you're starting a new character on an old save file. And why that's significant is that in this game, all of your characters share all of your money, all of the skills that you've gotten, all of the equipment. And so with New Game Plus, you can have a level 1 character with basically endgame gear. And it skips a couple other important things. important things to this run, that is. Dart, do you want to briefly mention like the TP medals and the transformation?
Yeah, so one of the gatekeepers that you hit later on is you have to get a certain number of TP medals, and you'll have to get your race-specific transformation. One of the reasons to go Majin is because it has one of the quicker/easier transformations to get, combined with it has a quote-unquote unbreakable combo, which you've seen Riz use quite a bit here, which is, was it just a bunch of quick attacks, then Ki Blast, then Dash, then redo that combo?
Heavy attacks, but
Heavy
yes.
attacks, that's right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's basically an infinite combo unless they use an evasive or enough stamina to vanish out of the way. So really quickly there, we're just equipping a different vehicle. This is actually a DLC vehicle, but it's not in this run, so that's awesome. The base vehicle that comes with this game is absolute garbage. It's not super fast. It has
no traction.
Traction. It's, yeah. So it's just so nice to have this. In this part, we basically just need to do a couple of things. We just spoke to Elder Kai there at the Patroller Academy, and it's just because that talking to him is how you would do basically little tutorials that teaches you different like combo strings and things like that in the game.
You also see some pathing going on there.
Yeah, Supreme Kai of Time just wants you to go to him just to show you that's where you can do your thing. And
now,
then yeah, you saw that I went
Yamcha.
straight to Capsule Corporation. Yeah.
Sorry, so yeah, some of the pathing was to Capsule Corporation, which floats down just saves a little bit of time. Now fighting Yamcha to get him as the trainer, and because it opens up his TP Metal mission to hunt for turtle stones, which the only other option is Krillin, and that is the Milk Run missions, which are not worth it in terms of time and energy spent. If you do the Yamcha ones right, you can get 10 TP medals really fast, and that's kind of what we're banking on to push for a world record or personal best.
Yeah, so just to expand on that a little bit, like Dart said earlier, we end up with a gatekeeper about 2/3 of the way through the run, I'd say. Elder Kai won't let you take on the next mission until you have shown him that you've gathered 15 TP medals. And so typically how you do that is every new mission that is not a main story mission that you complete, you gain 1 TP medal. So we got one from fighting Yamcha right there. But as you can imagine, that basically means in order to get 10 TP medals, you have to do 10 extra missions, and that certainly takes time. But doing Yamcha's special class, where he throws a turtle stone, that gives you 10 TP medals, ideally, right away. And so, one of the worst things that can happen in this speedrun, in my opinion, is Yamcha not showing up to do his turtle stone hunt.
Which has been the last few practice attempts.
Yes, the last 3 runs in a row, he has not shown up on time for me. 2 of the times, he didn't show up at all.
Really hoping we get better luck this run.
Absolutely, because there's unfortunately nothing more we can do. I trigger it as quickly as possible, as far as when I do his fight, just to make sure I give him as many opportunities to have his training session. But there's only so much you can do. So right now we're going into the tutorial parallel quest, and this is just another thing that Supreme Kai of Time is making us do, just to teach us that parallel quests are a thing. This is how you access them. And these are some of the things you can expect from the parallel quests. Right now we just need to use our scouter, which we sold, but thankfully we have amazing eyesight. Find these 2 items, which are always in static positions. Then we just wait by the portal here for Elder Kai to finish talking. So in regards to the TP medals, we need 15 in total. We're hoping on getting 10 from Yamcha. We got 1 from training with Yamcha just earlier. We're going to get 1 from this, and then we're just going to do 3 extra missions to get the last 3 that we need. One of them will be our transformation. As Dar mentioned earlier, another big barrier in this game, as opposed to New Game Plus, is each race has a unique transformation. There are 5 races in this game that you can play as. There's Saiyan, Earthling, Namekian, Frieza, and of course Majin, which I'm playing as. And each one has their own race-specific transformation. Like Super Saiyan has, or Saiyan rather, has Super Saiyan. Majin has Purification. Namekian has Giant Form. Frieza has Golden Frieza. And Earthling has Power Pole and a Nimbus Cloud. And they each have different requirements in order to unlock them. And so that's one of the reasons, as Dart said, that Majin is currently the fastest to play, just with the routing that's been done to unlock their transformation.
Saiyan second right now, right?
Yes. I have been able to get it very close. I'm so close to knocking off another minute on the Saiyan transformation requirements, but not quite. So I'm still in the process of routing a Saiyan run for this, but it's becoming more tangible.
Has anyone routed or at least posted a routed one for Namekian or Frieza? Because I know they're a lot harder to get to those transformations, but I don't even think anyone's tried because of that.
Yeah, the requirements for getting the Namekian and the Frieza transformations just take a long time, because not only are there a lot more missions to account for, but you have to do it when the game tells you to, basically. You get a summons to go back to the time rift and to... Oh, that was unfortunate slope there.
Yeah.
Just missed everything.
Also unfortunate one of them's a Majin, because they just have so much more health.
Yes, the Majins are the bulky ones, especially the males if they have full stamina. Something else I want to point out here, with this parallel quest, if you go in with allies, because as you might have seen, in the lobby you're allowed to pick up to 2 companions. If you go in with any allies, they will actually share your level. And so that can be a good way if you're ever... I mean, you wouldn't be struggling with the tutorial, but if you're ever struggling with a parallel quest, boosting your own level will mean that your allies' level is also boosted. Oh, these are actually two Majin.
Which is a small one. I did not see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but now that they're done,
so much.
We just have one more fight for this parallel quest, and then it will be over. So all of these little events that have happened, picking up the items, fighting the 2 Saiyaman, the Kaiware man, and then those 3 time patrollers, these are all set. Do it at the same time and in the same locations. The only thing that's random is what 3 time patrollers you get. So that's why it was unfortunate we got the 2 male Majins. But it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, that was just about as bad as it could have been.
If there's 3 Majins, it'd be worse, but yeah.
Yes, hence just about as bad.
How are things with Punch? It's complicated.
So here we just want to beat these 2 as quickly as we can, because that will basically indicate the end of this parallel quest. But unfortunately, they might have dialogue after this line anyway. Yep. It's
Still
random
talking.
as to whether or not they continue to speak even after they're dead, which is unfortunate just because it can waste a few more seconds, but either way, that felt good.
Yeah, now we just gotta wait out them talking.
So one of the rewards that we got from this parallel quest, aside from the TP medal, of course, is we got some Hercule badges. And what we're going to use them for in this run is we're going to sell them to get money, because that's how selling items works. And then we're going to go to Tosag, who I went to earlier but didn't even mention, and purchase more levels. So selling all of these. So this NPC over here, this old Namekian named Tosag, he will exchange Zeni, which is the common currency in this game, for levels. Unfortunately, he exchanges them 1 level at a time, and so there's a lot of mashing involved. This is the 2nd of 3 times that we're going to be purchasing levels, and the 3rd time is absolutely the longest. But it really is worth it. It's boosted the time of this game quite a bit.
Yeah, it would be nice if this game ever added in anything that would let you do multiple things at once, or, you know, scale up scale more than 1 tick at a time.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk to her just to check off we did the parallel quest and we spoke to Elder Kai. And now we need to go and talk to these 3 NPCs, because if we don't, then later they're just going to pull us out of the time nest, which is where we take on missions, and that just wastes more time. So we're going to have them talk to us on our own terms. We're already in the area, we might as well. And for some reason, when you talk to the TP metal shop clerk, which is where I just was, and then you back out and you talk to them again, Bulma appears and starts talking to you. I'm not exactly sure why it does that, but it does.
That's thanks to the DLCs that have been added since the game was released, at least the, like, Bulma screen, multiplayer man, all of these.
All 3 of those that I just spoke to, those were all because of updates that have come out, and including this cutscene. This cutscene was added to the game 4 days ago. And so we're just going to mash start to skip past them as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, we do get to see some of them. It does take some time.
Adds
But
like
yeah,
5
just
seconds with a load,
4
maybe.
days ago.
Yeah.
And now we're in here. So now we get to go and take on the second mission. And this is Earth's history. And so first we're going to be fighting against Nappa, and then after that we get to fight against Turles. And there's more to this particular, split, you could say, because that's how I split them. But Nappa and Turles, their fights are a little bit special. The others that are in this split are basically just as soon as you kill them, you've killed them and you get to move on, well done. These ones you have to wait for dialogue. But there's something special about this one too, where if you get Nappa and Turles down to half health before Yamcha finishes this line, it skips dialogue. It basically jumps you ahead to this point where Gohan says that presence so strong yet familiar. And otherwise, we would see something about those eyes, they're bright red. Together, between this Nappa one and the Turles one, it saves, I think, around 50 seconds.
That's a pretty significant amount of them just talking back and forth while they're invulnerable and you're not fighting them.
Yes, absolutely.
And here,
So
just
that
going
is-
for more combo points to level up.
Exactly. So you see, Gohan says that line, and then it just skips. But yes, as Dart just said, so one of the things you might see me doing, especially early on, is I will, after I've reached whatever objective I need to, like getting them down to half health by that certain point of dialogue, I'll spam Ki Blasts at them, or I'll grab them 3 times, and that's just to get extra little bits of points at the end when it calculates your score, because your score in this game is equivalent to your experience. So early on, that matters a little bit more, just because a little more experience means more levels. Once we've purchased our bulk levels, it's not really going to affect this as much. But early on, it's nice. And another thing that you touched on, Dart, one of the most annoying things about this game, especially in my opinion playing casually, but obviously for me too, because I'm trying to go as fast as possible, is a lot of these missions are locked behind dialogue, basically. So right now, you can see that I'm wailing on Turles, but he is still invincible. He's not taking any damage, and the dialogue is just continuing on. If I were to let him attack me, though, I would still take damage. So a lot of these missions, the enemy becomes invulnerable until a certain point, but you are still very much vulnerable. And there are some missions where they talk a lot. So it can be quite unfair and quite punishing, in my opinion, with how some of these work. But
Just
we'll
what you have to
definitely
deal
see
with.
more of that later. Yeah, what you have to deal with. There is one fight that does not follow that rule, and that is the very last fight in the game. Very last fight in the game, so
Second part of the very last fight?
it's the first phase of the very last fight.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, once he's invincible at that point, you are too. But with these ones, like with Nappa and Vegeta just there, it was just a matter of as quickly as you can beat them, you get to move on. And so that's where it comes down to. Early on in the run, some of the AI at least is nicer than others, and you can be able to say, all right, I need to do like this, many combos of this to this dude, etc. So I knew with Nappa, I needed to beat him with 3 full combos, and then use the rest of my Meteor Crash, which is my skill. Now Nappa's down. Nappa's almost down. Now he's down. And now with Vegeta, do the
T-bomb.
same thing. Yeah, so another thing about the different races is they each have a different charged basic Ki Blast. I don't remember what they all are, but for instance, I'm pretty sure Saiyan is homing, or maybe it's speed, and Frieza, I think, is poison. The Majin's base is this bomb key, and it is really powerful against Great Apes. And so the best thing to do is just spam it at them, and then they die. Okay, and so now we're actually going to be going into the busiest part of the run. Basically, when I was routing this, I tried to put everything I tried to do everything as efficiently as possible, and so anytime you would need to go out of the time nest in order to get TP medals or your transformation, I tried to see if I could lump them together, and this was the best that I've been able to come up with so far. So at this point in the story, we're going to be tasked with investigating the 5 time rifts. And so there are 5 of them because there's one for each race in the game, each playable race. And that's where you unlock your race-specific transformation. And so this is where we're going to get the last of our TP medals, aside from the 10 that we're expecting from Yamcha's Turtlestone hunt. And we're going to get our transformation as well. So first things first, we're going to hop in our vehicle, and we're going to go talk to one of our favorite NPCs in the game. And he is going to help us out with the transformation. This is Jija. Jija hates bitter people. If you actually listen to his dialogue, he'll tell you so. So we do the anguish emote in front of him. He freaks out, and he gives us a full set of clothing.
Like any normal person will do.
Super nice guy. And so now we're going to take that clothing, come all the way back over here to the item shop. And we're going to sell every piece of it.
Welcome.
Now I want to get this. That's Super Soul. I'll equip that later. And now we're going to purchase a bunch of levels. This is the last time we're purchasing levels in this run, but it's important. And if you have any donations to read, now would be a good time to get a few in.
Yes, sir, Riz, we do. Let's
Awesome,
see.
go for
We
it.
have a $10 donation from Anonymous. No comment. Thank you, Anonymous. We have another $25 from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
And third time's a charm. Anonymous gifts $10 donation. No comment. Thank you, Anonymous.
How much money does Anonymous have?
Anonymous is banking. But let's do this. Let's have some fun with this, chat. Let's get some Dragon Ball Z puns in donations. Can we do
That's
that?
good.
Like a $5 train? Let's do that.
And we're just about done here. I'll do one
Also-
more level.
Just because I can't remember the exact name. What was the name of your Super Soul you just bought, and what does it do? If you wanted to go over that. Someone was asking in chat.
Oh, it's something about... I think it's Get Lost Before I Send You Flying. It's one of Yamcha's Super Souls. And what it does is... I actually don't know the base effect because I don't use it.
It's just with a key attack up, right?
But what happens is Super Souls have limit bursts, which you can use once per battle. And the limit burst for that particular one is it activates auto key recovery for a short time, and it increases your attack for a short time. And it's a fairly significant boost. I couldn't tell you how much, but
You ran the
it's
numbers
very
once, and
nice.
it was seeming like
It did.
it made the difference of a few seconds.
it was
per fight.
absolutely worthwhile. And it lasts, I think, like 18 seconds of actual usability. And
Yeah,
so
and-
that's why we grab it.
once per mission transition fight.
Yeah, so it says that it can only be used once per battle, but when the scene transitions, even if you're fighting the same person on the same plane or whatever, you can activate it again, so it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Really quickly, why I went in there to talk to Majin Buu. So for the Majin transformation, what you need to do is you need to feed Majin Buu enough food that he spawns 3 little Majin Buulings. And we can get most of that on our own by just purchasing water from the store, which you'll see me do very soon. But you can only have 1 stack of each item, and each stack can only go up to 99, and it would take, I believe, 103 water to have enough to get the 3 Majin Buulings. And so if you talk to Majin Buu, it activates that quest of like gathering him food, and a few different NPCs appear on the map that if you talk to them, they'll give you food. So we just need that to get the last little bit of food that we need. Before
Get
we
lucky
fight
with
them,
them.
yes. Before we fight them, we're going to use the attribute points that we got from purchasing all those levels. So I'm going to get my basic attacks up, and I'm going to get my strike supers up. And then the last thing before we actually go and talk to these guys, let's equip that Super Soul we bought. And now we're good to go. So we are fighting these people, the Great Saiyaman, for 2 reasons. 1, beating them gives us a TP medal.
2
So this
general
will
spite,
be-
right?
Okay, 3 reasons. 1, a TP medal. 2, general spite. And 3, when we defeat them, they'll actually give us an outfit for kind of being like an initiate. But here's my limit burst. So you can see my attack just went up there. You can see on my name on the left-hand side, I have that kind of fiery effect. That's how you know that the limit burst is still active.
We'll fight for as long as you like.
So really quickly, and he's dead. But yes, they'll give us another outfit. And we're just going to do the same thing we did with the last outfit we were given. We're going to go sell it.
You ready?
And we're going to use that money to buy the waters that we need to feed Majin Buu.
Another great Saiyaman is born!
Turning fights into water. That's the Majin dream.
It's the Majin way, you know?
Our next session will be fun.
The Saiyan route as I have it is actually fairly similar so far in that you need to get outfits to, sell them for more money, but really for the sake of getting more levels. Aside from that, they're actually really close in terms of routing right now. So this is the 5th and final time rift that we need to visit. So we need to talk to this final quintuplet here, because that's what we were tasked to do by Supreme Kai of Time. Now we're going to fight Vegeta. And this will give us another TP medal and another outfit to sell. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say, with these, just of note, you have to, the instructor missions change your move position. So, just of note, like, they'll change your, what is it, the Y button?
Well, this isn't an instructor mission.
This is just, right, this is his...
Yes, but you are correct. When I fought Yamcha earlier, I had to be careful because Meteor Crash for me is normally on Y, as we can see there. But when I was fighting Yamcha, it was moved to X. Because it puts the move that they were teaching you on the Y position. But thankfully I remembered this time. It's a conscious effort every time I go through this game, but...
It's like the only fights that do it.
Yes. So we beat him, we got our TP medal, and we got the outfit. And so now we've gotten 1 TP medal from fighting Yamcha, 1 from the parallel quest, 1 from the Great Saiyaman, and 1 from Vegeta there. So let's sell all of these.
Welcome.
I may have visited the wrong shop. Here we go.
Just, people are saying good luck in the chat. Just passing that on.
Oh, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got our 99 water. But like I said, we need like 103 water or the equivalent. So now we're going to talk to some other people. We got 1 candy there. That's not enough, unfortunately. So let's go and talk to Sisito. She gives us more. 1 candy as well. So now we're going to talk to Natsu. To give me another thing, preferably better than candy.
Get you some pudding.
3 chocolate. That's
yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, so different food items have different star values in this game, and the different star values affect how much nutrition they grant Majin Buu. So water is a 1-star item, that's why you need so much of it, and unfortunately candy is also a 1-star item, and that's what the first 2 NPCs gave us. So much better to have chocolate because that's 2-star, even better to have pudding because that's 3-star, or things like roasted fish or giant fish. I think those are 2 separate things. But those are the kinds of things you hope for. It just doesn't always happen.
Means 1 more NPC to talk to.
Yeah. But now this is the second Majin Buuling spawning. Yes, this is how Majin are born.
No one likes it.
But this is reality. Okay. So give him the 31 water that we have. And then just as many chocolate as it takes, 2. So now, after he spawns the 3rd one, I should point out, other races can also do this. But they don't spawn, this event here. Which is how you unlock the transformation as a Majin. And another thing is, if you're playing as a Majin, you can spawn more than these 3 Majin Buulings. I'm pretty sure if you're not playing as a Majin, you're restricted to just those 3. So here, in order to unlock our transformation, we need to beat Majin Buu in this fight.
And he's one of the most fun fights because of his moves. Like that, where he turns people to candy.
Typically, this fight is not super scary in terms of like it being dangerous, risk of me dying. But Majin Buu has some of the most annoying movesets in the game.
They just eat up so much time, so it's much worse when you're speedrunning.
Yes. Okay, but now I have my purification unlocked, and so you can see that I'm basically Kid Buu now. Which is kind of unfortunate because, I was female Majin and everything, but gender is a lie, so...
Forgot it stays green when you purify for some reason. I thought that was you would always go pink. It
changes your look, but
But yeah, it's still the same, shirtless dude presenting, yeah.
And so now, if you haven't noticed, there's still Majin Buu in this fight, but now we also have these 3 Majin Buu Smalls to fight. Oh, he's being turned into a cookie. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just one of those animations that you cannot interrupt. One of the moves that makes Majin Buu really unfortunate to fight.
Hoping for. This is gonna be fun. Get real. It's no fun if you don't take this seriously.
But we've already used our limit burst, so now we just need to rely on our raw skill and potential.
A lot of punching.
A lot of punching, a lot of going supersonic, rolling into him.
Pearl flashing.
Yep. As soon as I can stun him one more time. There we go. So now we've beaten Majin Buu, Majin Buu, Majin Buu Small, Majin Buu Small, and Majin Buu Small, and we get to move on. This is now our 5th TP medal, and we have our transformation. So now at this point, all we need is to have Yamcha show up at a good time to throw the Turtle Stone, and to have him throw it in a good place.
Right, 'cause
And
he can
then
still
we'll be set.
show up and ruin it if he throws it far.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, so when Yamcha has his Turtle Stone throw event, he'll appear on a little island in the main hub, just kind of set above everything else. And if he throws the Turtle Stone there, that's great. That's what we want. But if he doesn't, then you're basically guaranteed to get no more than 8 TP medals, and we need 10. So we check off that we visited all the time rifts, and now we're going to go talk to this photo mode bot really quick. We're not actually going to take any pictures, but if you load into this lobby, and then if you back out, it will trigger a cutscene. And why this is important to do is if you don't do this here, then it will trigger instead after you beat the next mission in the time nest, and we don't want that. We don't want it to pull us out unnecessarily. So we trigger it while we're already in the hub area. Feeling good and all that.
So fancy.
So fancy.
Something you'll never go up to, the Hero Coliseum.
Yeah, correct. I will not face it in this run. And so now that we've done all of that, it's actually time to go back in and do technically the 3rd story mission. But now we get to go and do Namekian history. And in case you were wondering, currently in the main hub, I am not allowed to fly. My character just doesn't have their flying license. That'll come after we beat the Frieza Saga. But even when I'm in the Time Nest area, where I run up to talk to Elder Kai to begin a mission, I cannot go into a vehicle either. So unfortunately, you just have to run around in that place.
Luckily, it's not too far, for the most part, from where you start to talk to him.
So with this bit, Zarbon is now invulnerable. We just have to wait for a little bit of dialogue to pass, and then we can hit him again. It'll be just after Dodoria's line here, basically. And now he's dead.
Yay.
We have time for a couple donations, Riz?
Actually, that's perfect timing. We're about to fight against Lord Slug, and it's just waiting for dialogue, so go ahead.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is a pun or not, but Hat Lord donates $10 and says, soon.
For the record, Hat Lord is the previous world record holder for this game.
So not a pun, but a vague
Not a
threat.
pun, just a threat.
Friendly threat.
Thank you for the support,
Awesome.
Hat Lord. I appreciate it. By the way, so while the Yamcha Turtlestone hunt is one of the most run-breaking things in this game, because it's just a matter of luck whether or not he shows up, it also has saved, around 8 minutes of the run. And Hat Lord was the one who came up with that strat, so kudos to him. He also was the one who told me to try Limit Bursts on Super Souls.
He's helped out a lot. You guys had some good back and forth
Absolutely.
as people were overtaking each other.
Oh, and when I was learning this run, I watched his. That's why I played Majin Female to begin with. If you have another donation or two, you can read them.
Yeah, we actually have one right now. I think this one might be a pun. This one comes from Mo. It's $5, and it says, "It's all fine and dandy until the kami dies."
Yeah. That is a pun. Well done.
Well done, chat.
So this one... No! Vegeta! Don't grab him!
Downside of
So
fighting
if
other
I
people.
had if I had the option in this run, I would never have an NPC ally because they tend to just knock the characters away from me and ruin my combos. Like, what happened there was Vegeta grabbed him, which meant that he was invulnerable for a couple seconds. But that's fine. All right, do you have one more?
We do not, but I
Okay,
can
cool.
mention some of the incentives that are coming up
Go ahead.
for a couple of the other games. So for Ease 9, Monstrum Nox, we have a bid war going on to make the final boss harder. So far, it's Skip is winning at $10. And then we also have Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, The Name of Matthew. There are no bids for it right now. I want to see his name be Budge. I think some of you in chat will get that reference.
So what happened just there, we got pulled out of the time nest for Supreme Kai of Time to basically say that Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 has sold 10 million copies, pats on the back, and she gave me just a pair of like commemorative glasses. And I specifically use that when she pulls me out of the time nest because I want to buy the skill Super Key Explosion. And it's only available after that Namekian history there. So, good time to get that done. And now we're going up against the Ginyu Force.
Everybody's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. So I'm going to activate my Limit Burst just to get as much damage in as possible, as quickly as possible. If we do 2 combos on him, we can do a quick Meteor Crash to finish him off, switch to Guldo, knock him away, 1 combo of this, and then Meteor Crash. So that was that fight. This next fight, we're going up against Birder and Jace. We really can't hurt them much until they both become invulnerable. And then it's just a matter, as with a lot of these fights, of waiting for dialogue to pass. So I won't use my Limit Burst yet because it would be wasted. Like, already Jace is invincible. Yeah, so now it's just really a matter of waiting for enough dialogue to pass that they're vulnerable again. So this is where if I wanted to, I could do more of these Ki Blasts just to make sure that I get those. You only need, I think, 20 in order to get the extra experience. I can get my grapples in. You need 3 of those to get the grappler, kind of like feat, that gives you more points. But like I said,
vulnerable
too,
for so long.
They really do, yeah. Like I said, at this point, since we purchased so many levels, we're over-leveled at this point in the story. And so the little bits of extra experience you get from doing like Grappler and Ki Blaster, they don't super help here, but mostly just to keep them occupied. After this line, though, they're vulnerable again. Wow, he threw me back far. Oh, and then he dodged all of those. That was unfortunate, but now we're good. Just getting him down to that sliver of health. So now as soon as we can KO one of these, dialogue will start that will trigger then the end of this little fight with these two. So there we go. We just get a stare down. Pretty nice. And for those of you who have no idea what this game is, by the way, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you take the role of a time patroller. And basically, your job is to go back through certain events of, the Dragon Ball Z series, or Dragon Ball Super, it becomes later too, and correct mistakes that, people have gone back and meddled with time. So, like, Trunks now was swapped with Captain Ginyu, which obviously didn't happen in the original Dragon Ball Z series. So little things like that. Probably should have mentioned that earlier, but it slipped my mind.
Mostly fan service missions. A lot of just getting to do your favorite battles and scenes from the show.
There is a lot of that, yeah, where it's like, oh, cool, I'm fighting Frieza alongside Goku, that kind of thing. And they're both invincible at this point, so I'm just waiting for the scene to transition. And then at that point, Jace will be vulnerable, and I can finish him off, but Ginyu will still have a while.
And so much talking.
So much talking. So I imagine a lot of people can already see why I think it's kind of just, frankly unfair and punishing that it works that way. But I think it might become even more evident in one of the upcoming missions. Not the next one, but pretty soon after. And you know the one I'm talking about, Dart. But it's where I think there's the first big difficulty spike in this game. And I know that you can speak from experience, having played this relatively recently yourself, up to that point at least.
Yeah, it's not fun. Definitely could go poorly. Like, it doesn't happen that often, but I've seen you get knocked out from that. It's been a long time, but it could happen.
Technically, I'm not worried about that one anymore, but the Frieza fight for sure.
Right. Just we're sitting around waiting.
Yeah, so now we just need to finish him off. There we go. Now this last fight of this particular, segment. So we activate our limit burst just to get as much damage in as possible, but of course that's limited, so we want to go fast. And hopefully this should finish him off. Yes, just enough. So another kind of thing that I want to talk about is there are two ways that missions can go, basically. And this is not about, whether or not it's you have to wait through dialogue or you just beat him as fast as possible, but when you're moving from one fight to the next fight, there are two things that can happen. Either it's a clean slate, so both you and the enemy are, at full health, 0 ki, full stamina, or it carries over what you had before. And that's where it can be a little bit more
Starting with half health from the last fight.
Yeah. But on that same note, if you had built up enough ki, then you could potentially take advantage of that. And so there are pros and cons to both kinds. But this time we got Frieza down pretty quickly to him saying, "This will be your final warning." And now we just have to wait for everything to wrap up. So they're going to be talking for a while.
How many fights do we have with them after this final warning?
With Frieza, we have a few, yeah. It depends on what you consider a single fight, because there are a lot of them where you hardly have to get his health down, and then
That's
it transitions
true.
to the next scene. But fun note about this fight, Nail can actually die. He actually can get low enough health that he just completely gets KO'd. And if that happens, you fail this mission. But when we trigger the "this will be your final warning" dialogue, and now it's just a matter of waiting for the dialogue to end, it's really uncommon for him to be able to do enough damage to actually finish Nail off. As in, I don't think I've ever seen it happen.
See him get down to a quarter, but I've never seen him die before it. It's fun just to watch him get beat up.
It is, absolutely.
Look at him go.
We can't do anything. Come back for now.
We have a time for donation, Riz.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we have some puns coming in.
Perfect.
I hope I pronounced these right. Swoogie donates $5 and said, "Sorry, can't decide which one to go with, so you decide to read which one, commentator." So I'm going to read all of them. How did the androids stay in touch? With a cell phone.
Hi.
What kind of computer does Gohan use? A VDEL.
I get that one too. I'm proud of myself.
Where does Krillin back up his files? On a Destructo disc. Good luck with the event, everyone. Let's see if anyone tops these puns.
Those
are
were
pretty
good.
solid,
Thank
yeah.
you, yeah.
And we
Good
have
work.
one more from Isaac, who donates $10 and says, "That Frieza guy is a great character and all, but let's be honest, his brother is cooler. I hear you might even meet with him shortly after you slug that one Namekian during the story, whatever their name was. Anyways, wake me up when we get to that point. I'm taking a Nappa until then."
Okay, that was also really good. multiple different good ones there. Well
You
done.
guys, keep the puns coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is, I think, honestly, my least favorite fight in the entire run. Or just this segment. One, I don't love Turles or Slug as characters, but also, two, this is what I was talking about when I was saying the first big difficulty spike in the game. I think it's this fight. There is a really hard battle later that comment alluded to with Frieza and Cooler, which that one really can suck. But this one, there's so much dialogue, and as you can see, they're both, invincible at this point. They can both keep attacking me, and I'm obviously still getting hurt when that happens. Now, if they can both fight Gohan, that's fine, because Gohan's actually invincible at this point, or he can't die. He just can get knocked around a little bit, but he's a kid. He can take it. And
He's resilient.
yeah, he'll get back up. But not only that, not only does this part take forever where they're invincible and you're not, but the next fight, once the scene transitions, it's still against them. They're fully healed, and you are whatever health you had before. Before the scene transition. So it can just be very
got pretty
punchy.
weak. Look at that.
Yeah. If he weren't invincible here, I'd say he'd be dead.
Yeah, well, same with them, though, so it's fair.
Yeah, it is very fair. So the dialogue is almost ready for them to be vulnerable again. We just need to wait for Slug's line to finish here. So I'm going to do my limit burst at this point, so that I can quickly get my hits off. Nah, don't grab me. There we go. But as I said, we're back here. They're full health. I'm not. So we're just going to get them as low as we can before the scene transitions once more. At that point, Trunks will be joining us for this fight, and we just have to deal, the finishing blows. But they, this time, with the scene transition, will retain whatever health we get them to. So the better we do here, the easier it'll be. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.
How many races in this game have stretchy arms?
Who? Namekians and Majin.
Just curious. I was like, did humans ever get the ability to do that? Because who knows?
I don't believe so.
They can fly, so it wouldn't be past them to be able to have stretchy arms, in my opinion.
Fair enough. So that was the last time that we're going to be seeing Turles and Slug in this run. Of course, if you were to be playing casually, you could have them as your mentors. You could be taught their moves, that kind of thing. But we don't do that, because that's very out of the way and unnecessary.
We don't need mentors.
No. We have me, and I'm awesome. So, with this fight, this is one of the more unique fights in the run. It's all of us against Frieza, and if you check the objective, which is this one, it says reduce Frieza's health a certain amount. And that's technically true, but you could only get him down like a sliver of health. The real way to beat this fight and move on is have Vegeta die. And unfortunately, he's full health right now, so Vegeta's doing great. Okay, now it's
and you can't attack Vegeta, unfortunately.
Yeah, we cannot attack our teammates, strangely enough. So we just have to root for Frieza here and hope that it goes well for him, He
So if
seems
chat wants to start cheering for Frieza, now's the time. Anytime past this, it won't be acceptable.
And with these upcoming fights, it's just, against Frieza, we basically need to sneak in quick hits as much as we can, just to get chunks of health down so it'll transition. So if you have any other donations to read, you're welcome to.
We do not have any at the moment, but I will give a shout out about what we're benefiting here.
Absolutely.
We're here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, whose work is focused around 3 pillars: education and support, awareness, advocacy. What does that mean for advocacy? NAMI engages in federal advocacy and supports NAMI state organizations in their state-level advocacy efforts. Also wanted to mention the hashtag QFGHH2 and hashtag Together4MH.
We just need to connect one time with him, but he's being a bully. Okay, there we go.
It's just his final form.
Oh. Okay, so now Goku has gone Super Saiyan. This is the first time it's ever happened, and everyone is super proud and impressed. And so we all start clean slate here. But once again, we just need to take Frieza down as quickly as we can to a certain point of health. to where it's over. And it should be... Oh, he had to get out of the combo. Because of course he did. Because here it is. Like, that's all he needed. So I'm going to return to the time nest really quickly. We're going to equip our transformation, and we're going to equip that super key explosion ultimate skill that we bought. Because now we're going into the Frieza and Cooler fight. Wrong one. And it can be scary even... Like, we are over-leveled, like I said, but it can still be a very intense fight. And so having our transformation there, we're not going to be using the ultimate skill until the Cell Saga. But the transformation can be really nice. So we just need to do a little bit of damage to one of them. It'll trigger this cutscene transition. And now they have both gone into a different form. They're even more powerful.
They're always more powerful.
They're always more powerful, it's true.
Because full power Frieza is more than final form Frieza.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously. Getting knocked around.
Yeah. Like I said, if you get unlucky, they can just pound on you, and they block a lot more. This is where the enemy AI starts picking up its upping its game a little bit. So before I go over to Frieza, I'm just going to use my quick sleep skill a little bit to get some more health and ki. Consider that my safety strat. But now we can go in and help Goku.
Sure, he appreciates it.
I'm sure he does. He hates fighting. He's using an ultimate. We're going to break his stamina out of that with a fully charged heavy hit. Okay.
Jeez.
That isn't what I meant to do.
It's fine.
I accidentally held down left trigger as well. Holding down right trigger is what brings up the skills menu. Holding down right and left trigger brings up the ultimate. But it worked out. It still did damage, just a little, like, kind of cutscene thing leading into firing the attack is longer than I'd like. But we avoided dying there, which is a big step. So that's good. So now, Supreme Kai of Time is just telling me here that we are now allowed to fly. So that's cool. We're just going to fly back into the time nest. And we are going to start with the androids.
Everybody's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. Cell phone.
And I'm still checking on some of the puns coming up here.
Oh, more coming in?
There's been a fairly steady stream of people going back and forth in the chat.
That's
not
cool.
with donations, just with general punning.
But yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, for all of you who just joined, I have a request. I would like to see some donations come in. We can get a $5 train going. Send in your Dragon Ball Z puns, or even Dragon Ball, or even Dragon Ball GT. It doesn't matter.
Or Super.
Or
Don't
Super.
forget Super.
Dragon Ball insert suffix here, really.
Yeah, basically. A lot of these, at this point, they jump out of my way just in the perfect time. But we just need to get them down to certain bits of health, and then the scene automatically transitions, which is so much nicer than when you have to wait for dialogue. There we go. And that's basically the last we see of the androids, as brief as that was. We'll definitely be seeing more of Cell.
Get some voice lines from 16, right?
I was going to say, at this point, yeah, we're only going to be seeing dialogue from androids. We get way too much dialogue, in fact, from Android 16.
Yeah, he talks a lot about carrying him over and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. Unfortunately, we can't skip it. Few just has to be like, look, I have a crystal raids thing that you can do. So just something else if you're playing the game casually and want to get like the top level gear and whatnot.
Yeah, plenty of content in this game, just not a lot of it that we deal with for the speedrun.
And unfortunately, we have to deal with all the cutscenes from every added update. So, yeah. You can technically, he is available to speak to, and you could technically trigger that cutscene as soon as you beat the Frieza Saga and have the ability to fly. But I don't believe it's worth it to get in your vehicle and go down or fly down or whatever, just to trigger that. So I just let it pull me out.
Yeah, out of all the times it pulls you out, that's not really the most disruptive.
Because I figure, yeah, if I were to go down the stairs, talk to him, go back up the stairs, you know, that's 2 stair trips. As opposed to, like, I let it pull me out, and then I just go up the stairs. So here we're fighting Mira. This is the first time we've seen him. I believe... Chat, go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's exclusive to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games, Xenoverse 1 and 2. But
yeah, he's their created villain.
Yeah, 2 is where he definitely has the most spotlight. And we'll be seeing him more throughout this run as well.
Also, just saying, Wells, I think people can donate with Dragon Warrior puns. Like, anything that gets donations, I'm down with. I just don't know Dragon Warrior, so I might not be able to pick up on them as much.
Actually, what is Dragon Warrior?
It's another RPG. No, it's
okay.
It's a JRPG that, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I've seen. It's a pretty old one that's got a lot of series to it.
Dragon Quest is what it's called now, but originally on the NES it was Dragon Warrior.
Okay. I know a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, I can at least recognize the name now. That's interesting. Yeah, okay, frankly, yeah, any puns from anything I'll accept with donations. That's fine.
It is Akira Toriyama.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, the art style looks very similar, but I'm not actually.
I mean, same thing with like Chrono Trigger, right?
Yep.
Art style wise, yeah.
Yep, same with Chrono Trigger.
I know, Dart, we recently talked about that, right?
Yeah, we were discussing that 'cause I think it came up on Steam, and I was like, oh, hey, that looks like Goku, basically.
Yeah. So with this fight, we just beat 3 Cell Juniors, and you can see their corpses scattered about in the center there. They spawn a 4th one here just to give you something to play with while you wait for the dialogue, but yeah, now we just have to wait. And the fun thing is, we got a dialogue skip. If you don't beat, I think at least 2 of these little Cell Juniors fast enough, Gohan talks for a little while about how he knows he has the strength, he just doesn't know like how to bring it out or something, and you know, he doesn't quite believe in himself. It's all Kingdom Heartsy, you know. But
yes. Instead, we just get to listen to Hercule and Android 16 talk about it.
Yeah,
for a while.
So with this very next bit, we're gonna have to kill the 3 Cell Juniors over again. And what I'm doing is I'm saving my key. I have full key right now. And I'm just going to use Super Key Explosion right away. Ideally, I'll capture all 3 of them in it and just kill them right at the beginning. Usually doesn't happen. In fact, it's only happened once that out of all the times I've tried it. The issue with that is it also catches Cell in it. And normally...
He aggros.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything to Cell. You just have to beat the 3 Cell Juniors. But yeah, since you're hurting him, he gets aggroed. Okay, well, looks like we caught 1 of them in it. Yeah, so just 1. Oh, we weakened another, though, so that's good.
Solid hit, yeah. You gotta scream really loud.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
That's how you let out your key.
Okay, but now all the Cell Juniors are gone, and we are no more dealing with them. We'll have 1 more fight with Cell for this split. And then we'll fight him, like, 1 more time after that, I believe. But first, we get to go into a little bit of a Metal Cooler phase.
Just a little one, though.
Just a little one, yeah. So here we have to fight 8 metal, or defeat, I suppose, 8 Metal Coolers. Thankfully, they're all pretty squishy, as you can see. The issue is more if they like lock you in a combo, they can be really annoying to get out of. Or just the fact that they tend to be slippery. Like, they get away much more often than I would like.
Right, and this is just them parroting the Super Smash Bros. Level where you fight Metal Marios, right?
I'm pretty sure,
it's just that? Okay, yeah. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, but I assume that's what this is.
Yeah, that's where he got the inspiration.
I'm just
So
hoping
we
chat's
just
going to
need-
get a bunch of angry responses now, so...
We just had to wait for this metal cooler to spawn, defeat him. So, as you might have seen, I have full key. I'm going to do a similar thing with the Cell Juniors right here, because we have more metal coolers we need to fight. We need to beat 10 of them. And I'm hoping to get at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 in this. We got 4 right there. Looks like a 5th. We got
That was
6!
solid,
We got
yeah.
6!
Oh, wow.
We got 6! I don't know if I've gotten
I'm used to
6 in
seeing
that
3,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 is where I'm like content. 4 and 5 I'm happy with. I don't think I've ever
That's
gotten
a-
6 in that.
Great start, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some more puns coming in if we have a couple minutes.
Go for it. We have 12 more metal coolers to fight.
So Isaac, with another $5, says, I ain't kidding when I say the transformation is a pure damage boost. I don't see why so many people were booing when it was first shown off pre-release. Thank you.
That's 3 and 1. Well done.
And then we also have a $20 donation from Dove Bunny, who says, boo, no puns, but accidentally made a pun in that by saying boo. So thank you, Dove Bunny.
Oh, thanks, Dove Bunny.
Thank you, Dove Bunny. We love you. Not that I don't love the other people, but I know Dove Bunny.
Yeah, that's a friend.
She loves my puns.
No matter how much she protests them.
No matter.
Okay, I hadn't heard of...
Something about that I actually want to say. Yeah, so the Majin transformation used to actually be a lot worse than it currently is. So currently, and at the time too, if you run out of stamina, you're automatically broken out of the transformation. But the transformation used to be that when it was active, it automatically drained your stamina. So it was
We only
much
had
worse.
a few seconds in it anyway.
Yeah. From what I've read, I didn't play it at the time when that was the case. But now, actually, so normally when I'm fighting, my stamina does not, like, recharge. I have to wait until, I'm not fighting. So, like, if I'm being knocked around, that works. But as transformed Majin, it actually regenerates just constantly. So, it's quite nice. And stamina is really useful because that's how I get to use vanishes or evasives. So you always want stamina. At least 2 bars. But their
Enough to get
cell
away
is
from
now
their
gone.
big attacks.
Yeah. If you're under attack, vanishing takes 2 bars of stamina. If you are the aggressor, vanishing takes 1 bar. So it's one of those kind of resources to just keep in mind as you're fighting.
Hey, doing
any
pretty
other-
solid, hitting the hour mark on the... Well, just about hour mark on the run.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, any more
Pretty
donations?
cool.
Sorry to cut off.
No, not at the moment.
Cool.
But I will mention a couple of our prizes that are coming up.
Do it.
So first of all, we have the Super Retro Trio Plus 3-in-1 system for a minimum $15 donation, and you can get that in up until Near Automata. And also a Final Fantasy XII Neon poster, who was contributed by the RPG Limit Break staff with a $10 minimum donation, and that is good until Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac.
And to clarify, that's just if anyone makes that amount of donations, they're put in to draw for it.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So yeah, keep them coming in. If people want to give me some Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest puns, enlighten me.
I know a classic one. How many
Yeah?
Dragon Ball Z characters does it take
like
to turn a light bulb? Everyone probably knows it. Only takes 1, but it takes 5 episodes.
Yeah,
I
that
actually
seems about
didn't know
right.
that. I was cycling through character names trying to think of who it would be. That's fun. We're just waiting for dialogue at this point to end, but I'm still attacking because I actually want to build up my ki. Well, I mean, now it's full. At that point, I was attacking because I wanted to keep attacking him. You know how it is.
Sometimes you just got to keep attacking them.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out. But if
One
I've
of the
said
many
it once,
times you
I've said
fight
it,
Mira.
said it 1,000 times. I hate my NPC allies.
Yeah, Trunks just knocking them everywhere.
Yeah, how often they get in the way and just keep the enemy from me or ruin my combos. Especially when I'm doing something that takes up my ki. and then they
You
knock
can't
them
just
away.
get it back, yeah.
Yeah, like that's a resource. It's renewable, granted, but I wanted it in that moment.
Oh, we just got a challenge in.
Oh,
I hope I pronounced this right. It's probably Xerox. Donates $10 and says GT and Super are trash. Don't at me. Outbid me to prove me wrong. There's your challenge, chat.
All right,
I mean,
so who wants to come to the defense of GT and Super?
But I haven't seen either of them, honestly, so I can't. It's
Same,
gonna be
I've
up to
got
you,
no
chat.
opinion. Someone sway us. We're very impressionable.
We are. I'm like a baby.
Swayed especially by donations made to Nami, so really that's the best way if you want to convince.
So something I'll say really quickly there. You saw when I transformed, I had like a little transformation cutscene. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Other times it consistently happens. So it's unfortunate. I haven't been able to find a way to trigger it one way or the other.
It seems just be
seems to an
random.
inconsistent- Yeah, it's just...
So on that note, chat, if anyone happens to know, that would be great.
Okay, but he's gone. So that is the last that we'll see of Cell. And Android. Oh, and I was wrong, actually. I said that you only saw the androids in dialogue, but no, there was those whole two fights.
Yeah, but you
For some
barely saw
reason,
him.
yeah, those two fights, they're much weaker than in like the Cell Saga after the Metal Coolers and stuff. I don't know why.
Time travel? It's
I
usually
know
time
that
travel.
you can do the fights in a separate order. But like I always choose the top option. Anyway, right there, you saw me unequip my Super Soul. That is because we are going into now, like we have to do the first two expert missions because they're basically tutorials to show you what you can expect from future expert missions. And one of them is another Great Ape fight. We're not going to handle it the same way we did the first one, just because we don't fight the ape itself. But he ends up launching this like giant meteorite of ki. And the best way that I know to deal with it is just to throw a bomb ki blast at it. So I took off my Super Soul because not only does it have, the Super Soul effect and the Limit Burst effect, but Super Souls also change your charged ki type. So for instance, if you were doing a Saiyan route, it's highly recommended before going into the Great Ape fight against Vegeta and Nappa that you equip the Super Soul like your power level is 5 pathetic or whatever it is. It's
Gives you
Raditch's
the bomb key.
because that changes your ki type to bomb ki, yeah. But yeah, this little bit right here is just showing you like, here's what happens in an expert mission when you get brainwashed. You get sent
Everything
to this
goes purple.
Yeah, everything goes purple. And you fight yourself and it's epic. And you don't miss. Heck yeah. Okay.
Nice.
And then what the expert mission wants to show you is that this is what happens when your teammate gets brainwashed. First, like you see them surrounded by this little aura, and you want to go up and knock them out of it.
Except,
But if you knock them out of it here, well, if you don't knock them out, rather, it'll jump ahead to the next bit, which is if you fail and they get brainwashed anyway. And that was actually shown to me by 2 other runners, Sage of Keyblades and Lord Pixel. So I appreciate their help with that. And she's gone. So now we just need to get into a general good position on the ground. We're going to get a couple of text boxes. Now we charge our Ki Blast. As soon as we see the target on the meteor, we just let it go. And that should send it back to him, yep.
nice.
And that's the end of the first expert mission tutorial. So let's see if we can get a group photo. Yay! Group photo.
Oh, happy.
Yeah, they're all looking that way, but that's fine.
And it doesn't look like anyone's come to the defense of GT and Super in the chat so far.
Not yet here either.
I've seen a
Frankly,
couple
the-
people say it's not so bad, but no one really jumping up
The only
to...
thing I really ever see defended about GT, because that's definitely not the first time I've heard that opinion, is Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, that's what some people are mentioning in here, is that's about it, I think, is the... whatever Super Saiyan gets added during that.
It's 4, yeah. Because 3 is during the Buu saga.
Also,
is
Xerox,
my
you can
wishes
still
are
donate
correct.
again for the other way if you want to try that. They're saying in the chat I should have donated to say it was the best and see if that got people, I imagine.
That's true.
Yeah, apparently that's not well liked and not entirely canon anymore.
Though I can say I didn't know that about Super. I did not know that that was a consensus. I thought Super was generally well liked.
I couldn't tell you. It's sounding like it's not so far from what people
Apparently,
are saying.
yeah,
Yeah. Some people are saying Super was fun, at least they can't defend GT.
Fair.
Yeah, it's kind of mixed. It looks like Super gets a little more of a pass than GT from the way people are responding in chat.
Well, thank goodness, because it's canon.
Oh, right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, with this one, we just had to send out one consecutive energy blast to defeat that Cyberman. Hopefully Turles doesn't hit me, because I gotta break these. Okay, cool. There's that
Nice.
one there, and then this one. Once we break this, it'll be time to turn on Turles. All of us will just attack him at once, and it'll be great.
He had it coming.
He did. So he's gone. I like to see him splat in the background on the left side if anyone saw that. But that is the end of the second expert mission tutorial. By the way, at this point, we're desperately hoping Yamcha shows up with his
Yeah, I was
turtle
gonna
stone hunt.
say it's been real late and there's been
Yeah,
nothing.
he just did. He just did.
Oh, yay. Okay.
But first, we
now
have to
we
go
hope for the
and
throw.
check this off to say, like, we did the expert mission tutorials. Now we're going to go up here. Yeah, that was perfect timing. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
So, transfer shop clerk. We need to go to the resort district. And Yamcha is right here.
Good thing you can
So
fly
we're
now,
really
too.
hoping he throws it on this island, that we don't have to go down to the main hub. Because if we do, that basically means we have to do at least 2 extra missions.
Yeah. So if he throws it right there, we'll get 10.
No! Okay, was that fast enough? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
we got all 10 TB medals.
I just noticed the NPC you talked to had the wind thing from Dragon Ball. I can't remember what it's called. These thing they used to put out the fire.
Yes, from the original Dragon Ball series.
Yeah. But anyway,
What,
yes.
Was that Mount Frypan? Or
It was from
that...
Mount Frypan, but I can't remember because they try and get it twice. Once on like episode 4, and then again near the end when he's trying to actually marry her, and they need to whatever.
Course, yeah.
It's been a minute. But yeah, also the RNG has been great. That's what Mo was saying in chat, and
It's been,
really has.
It's been
That's
much better, yeah. Yeah,
pretty
really,
good overall.
I can't blame RNG for most of these things. I mean, of course, like some enemy patterns, I was like, I wish you hadn't done that, or like my NPC allies always. But yeah, this has been I felt good about this run so far. That was actually, if I had like one place to decide when Yamcha would show up, that would be in my, I think, top 2.
Because after you can fly helps save a little bit of time. Not a
Yes,
ton, but
I
at least
want to
with
be able to
tapping.
fly, and honestly, like, at that point, I was already out of the time nest and in the main hub, so I didn't have to wait through, like, the little loading screen of leaving the time nest to go to the main hub. And this is all we've done in this fight, by the way. We've gotten Broly down as far as we can, we just wait now for dialogue, as usual. But yeah, that was good, and he threw it in a good place. I accidentally talked to that
I was really worried that was going to ruin it, because that would have sucked if that made it 8.
Because that was... I don't know if I've ever talked to an NPC on accident like that in that particular area, but it's fine. It worked out.
Right. So yeah, now you got to deal with Broly. He's from Super, right? Was that what?
He came from movies from like the Z era, but now I think he was made canon because of Super, and his backstory I believe was changed. From what I know, it used to be he hated Goku because Goku cried when he was a baby.
It's an odd reason to hate someone, especially
really
a baby.
Yeah, I know.
Like, maybe if you were on an airplane with them for like 12 hours in the seat behind you, and that's
obviously,
why,
but-
like it was a long flight, Goku was a baby, and he was kicking my seat the whole time. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Then you can hate him that much, but...
Yeah. Aside from that, like, you know, you just got to give them a break. They're tiny humans. What can they do?
Right. Yeah,
They
someone in
complain
chat...
about the world.
Someone in chat said Broly's made canon Super, got a backstory that wasn't dumb, and actually has some character now. Yeah, new
That's
Broly's
good.
great. Superman real character instead of the movie old version. Yeah, it sounds like... Wow, yeah, everyone's saying it now. They really like Broly apparently in Super, so way better
cool,
than the
okay.
movies. That's good. That they...
Like, I don't know what his new backstory is. I only know the one people complained about. But that's good to know.
hear, yeah.
Yeah,
The cat-
absolutely.
better. I
I know we've already talked about this, but I'm so relieved that Yamcha showed up.
Right? Because there's only
Like I was
handful
ready
more
to go through
chances.
they're like, this was one chance, and then there's one more after this. And that
then
would
you
have
would
been
have had to go
it.
run and do the different fights with instructors and just
Yeah.
grind out the last. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would have gone and fought with Piccolo, and then both of Raditz's, both of Nappa's, Tien's, like both of his, Vegeta's only
Vegeta's.
one, and then Krillin's. Like I had my backup ready, but I really didn't want to have to do it.
You've had to do the last 3 practice runs, but
Yes,
it
and
adds
that's honestly
how many minutes?
that's why the estimate. Last time I had to do it, I think I added about 8 minutes, maybe a little bit over.
Yeah, it's significant.
Each one is like a little under 1 minute, or like it really depends on the training mission itself, because some of them are
And
a
the
little
load
bit more.
times.
Yes, and the load times, of course, too. But it's just like Nappa's second one takes longer than other people's. No, well, target him, please.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
It was not,
My fusion ran out.
because we just need to get him down here, and now he's good. But that's fine.
Also, Super Buu is taller than Kid Buu, but looks the same otherwise, which confuses me.
Well, Kid
Is that
is
like
young.
But is that like Super Mario? Like he ate a mushroom and then he's just bigger and can take one more
I
hit?
So, but maybe chat can correct that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So for anyone who's curious, I know I actually haven't seen all of Dragon Ball Z. I purchased Kai recently, but I actually the last episode I saw was Vegeta just let Cell reach his perfect form. And yeah, now everything else I know is just from what people have told me and from this game.
Yeah, I've only seen the original Dragon Ball, not anything past it, so I know from this game, from talking to people, and from some random wiki skimming here and there. Not that I'm against watching the rest of the series, I just haven't, and it's a lot of episodes, and so it's a lot of commitment I haven't wanted to sit down for. I liked the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Maybe a little dated and
It's
inappropriate.
definitely pretty dated, and there's
Yeah.
some stuff that does not age well. Like I would be careful showing it to people now because of some of the content, but I can appreciate it for what it was and at the time it was.
Absolutely,
and,
yeah.
And it's
Yeah, so
enjoyable and
that
fun.
was actually what happened in that fight was really unfortunate. He started doing one of his like dashy all around moves just as I had triggered my limit burst, and so I wasted that basically. But we're moving on because you just need to kill Broly and then the dialogue progresses. But now we need to go to hell to save Vegeta.
He's
You
fine.
know, how you do.
Right? Find a way to distract Buu.
He will be fine.
He'll get over it.
But yes, Vegeta's currently trapped there with Janemba. So first we get to fight Janemba on our own. We don't get to fully knock him out, but once we get him down a good chunk of health, Vegeta will show up and quote-unquote help us with the rest. You know
I'm going to
how it
read this because Kid Buu was the original form. Kid Buu absorbed a good guy and became Fat Buu. Fat Buu split its evil self from its body, which promptly absorbed Fat Buu to make Super Buu somehow. So I only vaguely followed that, but that also sounds like basically what happened with Piccolo and Kami originally, wasn't it? Like something about
Like
splitting
Piccolo
and
Daimao?
yeah, Piccolo Daimao from original
Yeah,
Dragon
because
Ball
he
with the
split
forms and...
his evil self from his good
Oh, they
self.
said
Kami,
exactly.
yeah.
Okay,
Ah,
so
cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that Fat Buu was the original, honestly.
It's interesting. Yeah, I appreciate the lore. I'm still a little bit confused just because I've only seen Dragon Ball, and I know they change a lot from like suddenly, they're aliens instead of demons or that sort of thing.
Yeah, because in the original Dragon Ball, like Goku was mostly just human. Also,
Mostly
really quickly,
human
right
with-
there, that was where I needed the 15 TP medals, and so you might have seen as I mashed through, he was just like, "Do you have them yet? Awesome, have 3 more." But that's the point where you need to have all 15, otherwise he just won't let you continue in the story. Dart, go on.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was reading through chat
Oh,
again.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I just got distracted reading what people are posting.
It's got to be some good stuff then.
We do have
good
some more
stuff.
donations if you guys
Oh
have
yeah,
any
go for it. I'm just
Right.
going to be fighting Kid Buu here.
So we have a $5 bonus fun fact donation from Isaac. It says, in case anyone was wondering, the reason Majins transform into Kid Buu in Xenoverse 2 is because Kid Buu is the original Majin form. Because of that, on Dragon Ball Online, an MMO predecessor to Xenoverse, Majins gain the pure form as their racial transformation. The purification transformation is a nod to this. It's not as cool as Absorption could have been, but it has its reasons for being included.
Okay. Yeah, Absorption would be harder to balance in a game. Like as a...
That guy.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that. And the
Yeah,
donation.
that's honestly really cool. Does that mean then that I'm evil? Or no, I'm balanced, right? That just means I have both in me.
It's best not to think about it too much as you fight this evil version of yourself.
That's fair. But he's got his Genki Dama ready, so we're good.
Yeah, see, exactly. You're pure. You're not good or evil. Purification.
Oh, that's right. Forgive me.
We also have a $25 donation from Mercurius59, who says, "This has to be the first time anyone said, 'I'm so relieved that Yamcha showed up.'"
That is very true.
About that.
Right?
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Because every other time he's there, it's like, oh, great. You ready to red shirt this up for us? Like,
Yeah.
not really known for coming in clutch.
I mean, because like I mostly just knew it from obviously the Cybermen. I think that's what everyone knows because that's a picture of him, like, you know, just lying dead in the crater. But
Yeah,
then
I've seen
too,
the
it was like
meme,
when
so-
when the androids showed up, he was also how we got to see how strong the androids were. They just wrecked him.
Well, that's what they used him a lot for in the original Dragon Ball, like the Tenkaichi tournament. It was like...
Also, that was really good.
Yeah. Here's how to level set him, or here's how to level set everyone's power by using Yamcha as the, like, intermediary.
Yeah, and you kind of need that character in these sorts of anime.
You
So
do.
He just you know got the
And he's-
short end really.
He's goofy and lovable enough
Yeah.
for what they were going for that it worked, even though he came from being a murdering bandit and
Yeah,
just like
you know,
180'd real fast.
Everyone has a past.
Turns out they realized Goku will beat them up otherwise. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go straight. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, really, in his case, I think it was just Bulma that saved the day there. As far
And
as
ruined
getting
it.
him to be a good guy. Well, okay, yeah.
It could be
Because,
both.
To be
It's
fair,
Bulma.
she's not the best.
She's complicated and a plot driver.
I apologize for anyone who loves Bulma, but at least I haven't talked about my hate for Chi-Chi. Even though I think more people would agree with me on that.
She's an interesting character.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I am
Oh,
trying
bagel.
to use Pro Flash as many times as I can before my Limit Burst runs out, but unfortunately wasn't able to hit him again. Yeah, as we said, Limit Burst really boosts, or this particular Limit Burst from the Super Soul I'm using, it really boosts your attack. And so it's amazing to do with Pearl Flash. It's just such a jump in the damage that it does. Okay, Beerus is now down. So, woo!
Nice work.
Thank you. Just before I go on, yeah, any other donations that I'd like to read?
There is not at the moment, but I will mention a couple of the upcoming incentives. For Saga Frontier Remastered, we have the option to kill either Blue or Rouge, and Blue is in the lead with $50 now. And also, you can be the first to donate for Golden Sun Dark Dawn for the name of Matthew, and I am pulling for Budge. It's all about the Budge.
Can I
Is
just
Budge
say
in the
that,
lead yet?
I just want to say that sounds like a really weird Sonic cameo to make.
What, Budge or Rouge?
Rude.
Is that what it is? I don't know the context.
No, I'm sure it's not.
But it could be.
It could be, technically, I don't know.
Was someone running Sonic Adventure 2? I can't remember if that was...
No, I don't think...
dang.
I don't know if that's even classified as an RPG. Even loosely speaking, I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
fair. I
say
guess
so.
there's not really any...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more... Yeah, that's fair. I just like that game.
It's
The
a
Chow
great game.
Garden's RPG-ish, but that wouldn't have a speedrunnable part.
No. So something I learned recently with this run, actually while I was doing practices, was if I bop them with this, and then I do one Pearl Flash, they're dead. I used to think I had to do like a full combo. And I do when I don't have ki, so like, I ran out of ki, so let's do a full combo there, now he's gone. But as long as I have ki, it's much faster to just do that. as long as they don't bully me.
Yeah. Also, David, just to answer real quick, Yamcha, he talks about how he's got a sword for one, and he talks about how he's going to kill Goku and Oolong at that point until he, sees Bulma and his fear of girls saves them. But like the implication for his full first intro episode is, I'm going to murder you people and rob your capsules. And he's been doing that for a while, so.
Like, I don't think Yamcha was new to murder.
Yeah.
Even if you sympathize with this position, it's... yeah.
And then even after that, like, he's still trying to rob or hunt them down, and then it's the whole where he accidentally knocks out Chi-Chi and realizes who her dad is and has to backtrack, and yeah.
I'm glad you watched that so recently, because I don't remember all of that.
Oh, fair. It's been like a year. Yeah, some people are defending Chi-Chi a little bit in chat.
And you should defend the characters that you support. She rubbed me wrong. I feel like her relationship with Goku is so abusive. He doesn't even know what kissing is. Like,
or what marriage is. Like...
And yeah, like, she just as a child convinced him to like promise to marry her, and then he didn't know what that meant, and she made him like follow through with it.
Someone in chat said, friendly reminder, wedding is not a food. Which is, yeah, that was pretty much what happened. He thought he was going to get like a meal or a banquet or something. It turns out he got married. Like, this is abusive in a sense. He's still a kid, I think. And like, yeah.
Yeah, no, like obviously a lot of good has come from that too. So credit where credit's due. So now we're moving on to fighting Cooler and Frieza again. Well, okay, it'll be Frieza first, and then I get him down to like... I remove basically 1 full bar of health, and then his brother will show up. Except now they're even more powerful. We have Golden Frieza here.
Another form.
We didn't even see his android form.
I was going to say, Golden Frieza is past final form and 4th form. I don't know if it's technically 5th form or if there was something else in between, but yeah.
By the way, what's the Final Fantasy game we're running this marathon?
12, was it?
Final Fantasy
yes,
12.
And I believe it is the Zodiac Age.
Cool. By the way, I hope y'all go and support that, because that sounds cool.
We also have Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide randomizer coming up on Thursday, too. That's good.
Ooh.
I can't remember which one 6 is. It's been so long since I've had a PlayStation.
Era, Lock.
Okay, that might have been one I actually haven't done. I think I did up to 4 or 5 and then skipped to like 7 and 8 during that period.
We can hit him one more time, that'd be awesome. Okay, cool. We got him.
Cool. Oh, someone said there's a Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 happening, I think.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sweet, so lots of Final Fantasy love.
Makes sense given the RPG.
Absolutely, 100%. If we're talking about well-known RPGs, you have to include Final Fantasy.
I want to see someone do an original Final Fantasy all-white mage run. Like, I'm not saying it'll be a world record, but just like, how far can you get with 4 white mages?
I feel like something like that would have to be tasked.
Yeah, that'd be tricky.
I believe it actually has been done.
Really?
I'm impressive. I'm gonna double check it, but I'm almost positive that's.
I mean, people are capable.
People
of
are
incredible
impressive.
Things. Like you just watch this marathon and you see that, But,
someone gets dedicated and they find a way. That'd be awesome if someone has.
I'm thinking all Jurassic Park now.
Yes, there is actually a challenge for solo white mage.
Solo?
Wow.
Mage. Yes.
Okay, yeah, some people in chat are saying, it can be done. They've done it. Someone's saying 4 thieves are worst, or 4 black mages.
Really?
I guess it makes sense because white mages can sustain with heal. It would be a lot harder if you're like thief or black mage. I guess it's also been like 10 years since I've touched Final Fantasy Original, so I don't remember a lot of it.
That's fair.
But I mean, yeah, props to people.
Absolutely. Frieza and Cooler, by the way, they are done for the run.
Oh, yeah, you can morale Chaos out. They get access to hammer weapons. Apparently there's a good amount of tricks to White Mage.
Sweet. Who knew?
Everyone's just posting hammers. Okay. Yeah. It's been too long since I've played, but that's awesome. Thanks,
so,
chat.
Yamcha's offering another special class. We only needed the one time, so we're just going to ignore this second one.
But so nice of him, and this RNG, apparently.
So nice. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna use the rest of these points that we got over the course of leveling, just boost our basic attacks and strike supers all the way up. We have 7 points left, but it's not super worthwhile to dip into anything else.
You just
You
don't
don't get
use them
a-
enough to really touch it.
Well, you don't get a full bar of like ki or stamina unless you have, I think, like 34 points or something like that.
So with the 7,
With 7, yeah, it wouldn't really do much. So I just opt not to take the time that it would, take to put in the points, even if it's very small.
yeah.
Beerus, I had a good thing going.
Come on, Beerus. You're doing pretty good. Hat Lord is encouraging you.
Oh, thank you, Hat Lord. No more cryptic soons just yet. So the issue with this fight, or what makes it scary, is Whis has a really powerful ultimate.
It's a
that
little
we do
whirlwind
not want
one.
Yeah. It's powerful and it takes a while. So we really
It's a
just
big
don't
area.
want to use it.
Still stun lock you for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
At least you got Beerus out.
Yes, once you
Pro
get Whis
Flash.
down to a certain amount of health, there we go. Once you
Nice.
get Whis down to a certain amount of health, they'll trigger dialogue about Whis like drawing on Beerus's face, and so Beerus leaves the fight to go wash it off. But yeah, that's the end of that. And if you do that fight fast enough, like up to that point where Beerus is still with you, Whis will actually have a period of invulnerability, but it doesn't usually get in the way because it can take a lot of luck just to get him down that quickly. But we at this point are nearing the end of the game.
Yeah.
I'm dreading the hero fight coming up just because that can be really obnoxious with how often, just being a clever AI, he can block or vanish, or how often he uses his ultimate. Because it's slow, and I really can't do anything but take it if he uses it. Like, I can't avoid it.
I hope for good luck again.
Yes. So we got a couple fights until then, but I'm just already thinking about it.
Yeah. I wonder who this masked Saiyan could be.
Looks
That
like
mask
Goku.
really obscures it. They all look like Goku.
So that was also an unfortunate ultimate, and of course him throwing
Yeah.
it too,
Yep. Oh.
and them flying away.
Yeah, none of that was great.
Okay, but Mask Saiyan is down. See if we can get one of these off on Mira. Yeah, before my limit burst goes away. Cool.
Nice, okay.
Knocked him away because of course he did.
At least she thinks you're impressive.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I'm impressive.
Getting compliments during a fight.
Yeah. Just like real life. Okay, cool. They're down.
Yeah. I do like the Timebreaker mask. It would be cool if that was a cosmetic or something in this game. I kind of thought it would be, but I haven't
Oh,
looked.
just aesthetically you like it?
Yeah, someone was saying that it's so cool and they wish it was an option. Like, yeah, that would be.
That would be really cool, yeah. So now we get to see whether or not he's going to be nice to us. But we have to beat the hero! Ah!
Please be nice.
I know, right?
Oh no,
That'd be
she's got
really
a pointed
cool.
stick.
Oh no!
Everyone's weakness.
Please limit burst.
Come on. Yeah, the suddenly anime where it changes art style during that cutscene was an odd one, but they
So he
must have
used that
commissioned
ultimate
that.
that I can't...
Get out of.
Yeah. Well, I can't really avoid it once it happens.
Right.
No.
Does that
Face
just
him.
teleport him to you and the
No,
knockback?
he moves incredibly slowly toward you.
Oh.
Toa, no. I'm not fighting you. So with this fight, you just want to completely ignore Toa, and really quickly, if I can just quick sleep, get some health up, that'd be great.
There you go, you're fine.
Best
Have a
do
little
that,
lie down.
yeah.
Trunks has got
maybe,
it.
maybe again, since he used his ultimate one more
Jeez.
time.
This is
Yeah.
not good luck on this fight.
That's what I'm saying. This fight can be really punishing.
Yeah.
Just depending on like how... It's mostly his ultimate there.
Yeah, it was some unfortunate timing with both of those happening.
See how he just slowly comes toward
Yeah.
It's, yeah, really bad.
Ugh. And then she's also screaming.
As she does.
Yeah, this fight's going real long.
It is. I was just hoping not to die, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Also glad.
I had to sacrifice some time to heal, but I absolutely think it was worthwhile because restarting the fight is not fun.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing about purification. Never even talked about this, but it surely has been obvious by this point. But purification has its own moveset, completely separate from what I actually start with. So I start with things like consecutive energy blast and meteor crash, which are the only two that I really. A third class. Thanks, Yamcha. I don't need it anymore.
Jeez.
I know. But purification has pearl flash and quick sleep and maximum charge. Quick sleep increases like your stamina and your health and your ki just kind of slowly. Maximum charge increases just your ki but much faster. And pearl flash, you've seen me do that pink dive that can be really powerful if it hits. And we're coming up. We have like 4 more fights here. We have this fight against Toa and then 3 different phases against Mira, who we fought before.
And it's after the first Mira fight that you get the only invulnerable in the game, right?
That's right. The very first Mira phase.
Get a minute to actually rest.
Yeah, right? Okay, this is actually good. So she's using an ultimate, but we were able to break it. So now we can just take the time with her broken stamina to get some of these hits in.
Nice.
Finish her off real quickly.
Woo!
The beginning of the fight was definitely slow because she was moving around a lot, kept just knocking me once or twice, but interrupting me.
Yeah.
But once we transformed, it worked out. Broke her stamina, everything was well. But yes, now for the last fight, 3 phases of it, but still. Against Mira. And yes, this is the only time in the game, once he's invincible, I'm also invincible. So clearly they were able to code that in, and they just decided not to.
Right, and why it's in this fight and none of the others, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So with this bit, I want to get Mira down to the point where he is invincible before a certain point of dialogue passes, because then I'll skip like a minute of dialogue. And we're about to get... Okay, we're good.
Nice.
Because this is the line you need to beat it before. And so, yeah, totally fine. I'm just gonna quick sleep. So you see my health is silver because I'm full health. He hit me, and so it unsilvered, but you can see my health is not going down anymore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I could just let him
you're
beat on
fine.
me, and it's fine. The only downside I could say to this is that he's building up ki, but he basically would anyway.
He's probably going to be maxed by the time you... Yeah.
Yeah. So we just gotta wait for the dialogue to finish, and the scene will transition. We'll move on to phase 2 of Mira, which really isn't any different. We just fight alongside Toa. And you know how NPCs, like, your allies can be, so... Hit or miss, usually miss in that regard. And phase 3 is where things get really interesting. Phase 3 has 2 ultimates that are both powerful, and he cannot be touched while he's doing them. And he has like 9 bars of ki or something, and those ultimates only take him 1 bar of ki to use. So if the AI is really mean to us, he could just spam his ultimates in that phase. Which not
Let's
this
hope
one,
not.
but the next phase. Absolutely. Thank you for trapping him. That was actually
Yay.
useful.
For once. Usually them knocking someone around doesn't help,
Yeah.
but...
So here we go against Furry Mira, the final fight in the game. So it's a little bit coming, but the timer will stop once we get the last hit in. So we won't fully KO him. Oh, see, he's doing one of his ultimates where he's gone while it's active.
He's a kicky boy. Oh, yep, there's that.
So we're hoping to get as many of those in as we can while we still have our limit burst.
Well, blue hair Goku's helping.
Yeah, thank you, Blue.
Man, he has so much health.
He does.
He's got to
I'm
have this much
glad
health so he
so
can get through all the
far-
dialogue.
I'm glad so far he's only used 1 ultimate. I think that's in part just because we've been knocking him around so much.
Hasn't had a chance, yeah.
Yeah.
Or as soon as you say that, he's gonna
I know, right? I was afraid to say it to begin with, but
jinx yourself.
yep. Oh, and Goku pushed him just far enough away that I couldn't reach him that
Yeah.
attack. Let's see if I can get some of these off. And time. Sorry, that was short notice. I wasn't sure if I did.
137.03.
Okay, cool. Well, world record is 136.12-ish, so that was a really good run.
Yeah.
I
Under a
am very
minute.
happy with that, yeah. And let's see which ending I got. There are 2 endings to this game. I got the slower ending. I actually am not sure what triggers it. Some people say it's a matter of like how much health you have, and some people say it's a matter of how quickly you do that final fight. Some people say it's a mix of both. If it was the health thing, I do know that I was fairly low, so that would do it. But here, alongside Goku, we get to deliver the finishing blow.
He gets the egg.
And so honestly,
we get
between
the
the 2 endings, I prefer this one because I love this effect. I think it looks really cool.
He's melting. Bunch of weirdos. Maybe you didn't try and destroy reality. You could have fought as much as you wanted, dude.
You know, it's not the same. But yeah, there we go. That was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Woo! And a good time, too. Great
Thank
for the
you.
run.
Thank you.
Did we get any last-minute donations or anything?
Yeah, Solid Paladin, turn it over to you, I suppose.
We did get one last one from Bill the Conqueror, who donates $15. No comment. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. All right, should I just sign out here then? Or sign
go.
off?
Looks like we're back to the title screen, so
Rolling
thank
through
you,
the
everyone.
credits. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know if this has been run before I don't think this has been run before in Questing for Glory, so I was really happy to be able to come here and run this for you all. I, again, really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for all of the puns and the supportive comments in the chat. This has been awesome. I'm really glad I got to do this, so thank you all for the opportunity.
Yes, I second that. Thank you, everybody. To benefiting NAMI, who operates a national helpline available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which provides information, referrals, resources, and a compassionate, understanding trained volunteer to support the caller. Key messages to take away from this event is it's okay to not be okay right now. You're not alone. Reach out for yourself, and if you know anyone who else is suffering, reach out for them. NAMI gets it, and they're here for you. Visit NAMI.org for more, and or call the NAMI helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI or 800-950-6264 for support, information, and referral.
Hello, everybody. This is Mechalink. I'll be your host for the East 9 run coming up. Just wanted to make a few notes about the prizes and incentives that we have. The Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 run had a Final Fantasy XII neon poster from the RPG Limit Break staff open up as a donation prize for a $10 minimum donation. The Super Retrio Plus 3-in-1 system from Retrobit Gaming is still up. And it will be up until the Nier Automata A ending run. So those are the active prizes right now. Bid-wise, there are a lot of options. You've already met the Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age challenges. Thank you so much for that. Golden Suns challenges, soft locking the game. Sounds great. Fighting the Star Magician. Those are both still active. For prizes, you do not have to manually select, I don't believe. You just have to donate at least that much, and you'll get entered for the prize. Golden Sun also has a naming Matthew incentive still up with no names on it. So if you want to name Matthew something, go right for it. For East 9, coming up, the next run, we have a final boss harder bid war. Either you get or skip getting the Anemona. I've been told that's about 50 minutes or so in the run. So, you know, you've got a little bit of time, right? Like a little under an hour to try and make that. Right now it's 15 to 10, so very close. You could make the runner's life easier or harder as per your choice. I've been told East 9 is a very technical run already. But yeah, either one of those is fine. If you are, if you want to talk about this on Twitter, the hashtags are up in the upper left of your screen if you're watching to some degree. Questing for Glory here on RPG Limit Break. Yeah, for the Final Fantasy XII ones that are already met, we will be fighting the Yasmat Mega Boss, and Zodiac Age will race Rickon as well, and those have already been met. I heard Discord noises, but that's just our restreamer.